Bro, Hollywood P reacts.
What's good, YouTube? It's your dude Hollywood P back again for another video. Now, as always, folks, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Also turn on your post notifications so that you stay up to date with all of my latest uploads. All right, guys, we're back once again, and today we have a pretty good topic to discuss. And it's something that you guys have been sending me for a while. You guys been wanting me to talk about this whole Jay Cinco, LALA, and DDG dynamic. And I kind of addressed this a while back, maybe like a few months ago, when Jay Cinco and LALA first started kind of like hooking up and just being around each other, doing videos and everything else. And I always said that, you know, LALA and DDG always had like a special friendship, a special, you know, situationship. Not saying that they were intimate at any point in time. It's just been alleged rumors. Of course, she did confirm that they did kiss, but that was years ago. Yeah, that was really a long time ago. So it kind of don't count. And of course, for DDG to even have been around LALA in the beginning, of course he had to holler at her or something. I mean, it had to be some type of flirtatious thing. But when she kind of wasn't going for it, he was like, hey, you want to sign the Zooted? Kind of like all of them kind of came that way. You know, somebody he saw in the club or somebody that had a little name to themselves, and he was kind of hollering at them. And if you guys don't know, you know, DDG used to stay in Hollywood. I think it was, what street is that? That 1600 Vine, is that apartment complex? Yeah, I think that's the one where all the YouTubers and stuff used to live at when they first came to like LA. Everybody just kind of piled up to that, you know, that Hollywood apartment complex. And LALA actually used to stay there as well at one point in time. So DDG was always kind of like, you know, trying to lock in with the nice little, you know, the young models, the IG chicks, just kind of bubble in and pop in and got a little name for themselves. That was just what he was doing. Seven, same thing with her. You know, it's always, he would allegedly kind of holler at them. They didn't kind of go for it, or they had a situation kind of going on. Then he'd just like, hey, want to sign the Zooted? You know what I'm saying? Let me turn you up. You know, you give him the whole spiel, and that keeps them around him. You know, that was just how he used to get down, allegedly. But now, you know, when Cinco kind of came into the picture, and LALA and, you know, Cinco started kind of doing their own thing, and of course we saw what happened, you know, within this past month with the whole Jay Cinco and DDG falling out. I just always said that was bound to happen, because it was kind of like, I told you, Cinco wasn't like no kind of like no yes man. You know what I'm saying? I always got the vibe like he was kind of like standing on business. Like, you know what I'm saying? Cinco always kind of like, you know, even with the basketball games, he always was argumentative with DDG. He wouldn't let DDG just, you know, get away with a foul and stuff like that. And I always knew from them games, I was like, nah, Cinco and DDG eventually gonna bump heads. And notice that it didn't happen till Cinco hooked up with LALA. Not saying that DDG really cared like that, but you gotta look at it like this as well. LALA was also a person that DDG could use to collab with, you know, for content. Now that she's out the picture with Cinco, that's done. You know what I'm saying? He can't never like call LALA, hey, you want to get in this video? Because remember, he was actually shooting videos with LALA prior to Jay Cinco, you know, coming around and, you know, taking LALA and heading to the hills with her. You remember they did this picnic video?
So what else has been going on?
You know, vibing, living.
How's your mental?
It's good.
That's good.
Contrary to belief.
No, yeah, I just like asking that.
Yeah, no.
I feel like people don't ask that enough.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm living good, you know.
Was sitting out, and DDG was like he was taking her on a date, and she was like, oh, this is so unserious and this and that. But DDG, like with Seven, LALA, and of course India Love, that was kind of like DDG's realm. He could always, like when something's kind of dry, like the content's kind of dry, he can always call up this person, you know, to help him out. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I got a dope video. I'm gonna go spoiling LALA today. You know what I'm saying? And that could be a stream. So it actually, by Jay Cinco taking LALA away, kind of took revenue away from DDG. So DDG know his walls were kind of, you know, shrinking when it comes to like females that he could collab with. That's why he kind of, you see him doing collabs now with the younger girls like Samaya, what's her name, Yonda or something like that he just did, talking about she's gonna be his little sister for the day or replacing TT. Like he's trying to like figure it out, because all the other girls that he used to do content with that were signed to Zooted, such as LALA and Seven, everybody's kind of like Seven doesn't live in LA anymore. I think she lives in Texas now. LALA, of course, she's with Cinko now, so his whole Zooted crew is gone. You know what I'm saying? So now he's got to kind of recruit new, females to be around outside of India Love. You know what I mean? India Love is the main character, but she's got her own motion going as well. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody else, when it came to content, they will kind of like lean on DDG and need them. But you got to realize India Love, the Westbrooks had their own show on BET. So family was already kind of like this. You know what I'm saying? Even though her, India Love and Crystal are apparently having little issues or whatever because of something, India said or whatever. But they already got their foundation. So they don't necessarily lean on DDG, for help. They got their own motion. Now, when it comes to like other girls that used to be signed to Zooted, like How My Name Is T and all that stuff, you see the issue that DDG and her guy, it's like she's weird and this and that, so he can't really do content with her. Deshae was doing content with her in the house and a whole bunch of stuff happened. So when it comes to the women that he actually can do content with, it's got to be all new, women, the girls from Streamers University. The young women with maybe, getting maybe 100 or 200 views on streaming. When they streaming, they're getting 100, 200 views, like the Samayas, the Yondas, like people like that. Even the girl that was doing, what she did the weather or whatever for like Casanet. Like those women there, that's who DDG will be collabing with outside of India. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the LALA situation, until Cinko and LALA break up, and that's what we're going to talk about as well, then that's off the table. You know what I'm saying? It's all just India Love and all the young girls from Streamers University. Samaya, as you see, she's at the Capaholics house. And Yonda, she flew in or whatever, and she did a little segment with DDG where she was playing like she was his little sister. So he's trying to like figure things out. So that can also be part of the reason that he's not really trying to see Cinko or let Cinko back in. Even though Cinko was at the Capaholics house, T.O. gave Cinko his Capaholics jacket, and everything, and pretty much trying to like be cool with him. Everybody's still cool with Cinko. DDG, he's still kind of on the fence about it because he just feels like, once Cinko kind of did him wrong, it's over with. You know what I'm saying? He moving on. And DDG is not the type of person to really, redo things. Like once you kind of dig your own grave, he kind of lets you stay there. He don't really like welcome you back in and because you're not like, it's not like you his brother. You know what I'm saying? You're not Dub with him and DDG done fell out so many times and then they brothers. So it's like, all right, man, come on, man, whatever. He can make one call like, man, I was just playing with you, bro. Man, what we doing today? And it's back normal because that's his brother. But see, you are from LA, from Compton. Like you kind of came around from whole like the Shay angle. You know what I mean? You came around from the Deshae situation with Brooklyn. So you kind of like added to the friend group. You know what I'm saying? But I like I said, I don't think DDG really has any ill will towards you or whatever, but it's not going to be the same no matter what. And, like you said, you bought him, I think some Balenciaga boots or something for his birthday. And that was cool. You trying to get back. But the point of it was, I guess, is the way you went about it, Cinko, that DDG is kind of like, man, listen, you can kind of stay over there. Like, it's cool. Y'all boys can do content with him or whatever, but I'm just not really rocking with him like that because he showed his hand. He kind of showed his true colors. And DDG like, man, listen, I'm the ringleader and this is my circus. You know what I'm saying? So once you kind of interfere with the program, you out of here. You know what I'm saying? You got one time. That's why everybody else, even though, like I said, Wizard Kelly got a bag, you know what I'm saying? He don't necessarily need DDG, but they friends, you know what I'm saying? He around, he hold him down. If something going wrong, he there. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Derek. All these guys really have a bag already. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to content, DDG is the ringleader of the circus, so he knows how to work the internet. So these guys come around, show face, grow a name, and blow up. You know what I'm saying? T.O. is family, so you can always see T.O., argumentative, going back and forth with DDG, but DDG gonna be like, man, make sure T.O. good, man. He always crash out once a week because that's his family. But Cinko, you are outsider, you know what I'm saying? You can't crash out on DDG and expect to come back in because he don't necessarily have to mess with you no more. He gives T.O., but he wants to see his cousin win because that's his real cousin. You know what I'm saying? Vaughn and T.O. are his real cousins, blood cousins. You know what I'm saying? Dub is his brother, for real. So that's why when you see them going back and forth, DDG is like, man, just don't even trip, man. Just come on back, man. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Y'all boy, you know where the house at, man. Just come, go. They can go through the refrigerator even after they just finish arguing. Like, that's his family. You know what I'm saying? So it's different. That's why Cinko is not at the Capaholics house, like, back in. Because honestly, he could have really been back in. He could have been like, because I don't think Baby Rich is even there that much. He could still probably use Baby Rich room when Baby Rich wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? They can alternate. So it was a way for him to still be there. But DDG just ain't really rocking with Cinko like that. He just, you know what I'm saying? It rubbed him the wrong way. And I get it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, because he knows you, but he don't really know your intentions. Because you know what I'm saying? Because you kind of came in from a different angle than everybody else. But yeah. So now when it comes to this whole LALA situation, everybody's like, it's only a matter of time before LALA and Cinko break up. Well, you got to look at it like this. For one thing I can give Cinko is that he's got patience. And with LALA, you got to have patience. She is very like, she can be a bratty. She can be like whiny sometimes. You got to know how to handle her. For real, for real. You can't be like trying to have your own motion and whatever she got going on, you know, it is, you kick her to the side with her, hey, you just handle yours over there, I'm gonna handle me over there. Just like we seen the video with her and Cinko at Disneyland, and she just was tired of people walking up, he's saying, yeah, I'll take a picture, and this and that, and she's like, yo, listen, let's split up. You know what I'm saying? It's just like that. See, LALA has been through a lot of different relationships, and so has Cinko. But when it comes to LALA, if Jay Cinco was to say that he didn't want to do it no more, I think LALA would probably be sad for a day. The next thing you know, she back outside, she back collabing with DDG. She's like, oh yeah, what's his face? Like, it's just like that. I'm not saying she don't love Cinko. I ain't saying that she don't rock with Cinko. It's just that it's LA, and that's how these girls are. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here in it. Trust me, it don't matter who you are. LALA has been with, you know, a few guys in the industry, and you know, she went with TJ, that broke up. She went on her little girls trip, she, you know, with her friends or whatever a couple times. Next thing you know, she bouncing back, and she just, you know, outside. You know, she just doing her. That's what it is. And there would be no difference with Cinko. You know, a lot of people saying that they don't feel like LALA loves Cinko. I'm not saying she don't love him, but I just say if something was to happen with Cinko's like, man, I can't do this anymore, I don't think LALA gonna be tripping. You know what I'm saying? Because she gonna be like, all right, cool. You know, and then the first thing she gonna say is, well, you wasn't my type anyway. Well, she did say that in the beginning. She said that Jay Cinco was not her type. She was like, he's like too pretty and stuff. She kind of likes like guys with like some flaws and stuff. Most pretty girls do. They like a guy that's kind of like got a little something going on where he just ain't all the way like perfect. You know what I'm saying? Like he can have a scruffy beard, kind of look like he just got off work, even though he didn't. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like, that's how pretty girls do. They like some like kind of dudes with kind of like flaws and stuff. That's just what it is with the pretty girls at least. But anyway, guys, I just kind of want to touch bases on that. But no, I don't think that Jay Cinco and LALA relationship is on the fence or anything like that. It's just because Jay Cinco knows how to handle LALA. That's the main reason. He's very protective of LALA. He knows how to handle. He knows when to kind of shut up and kind of like fade out and let her have a moment and then come back in and calm things down. That's just how you don't fight fire with fire. You fight fire with water. All right. But anyway, guys, I'm ended there. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Also turn on your post notifications. And as always, folks, as always, holla back at your boy. Peace.